All right, it's all come down to this. Vertigo between Timbermen and the Fluffy Aimers. Timbermen dominant on Mirage, but then the same for Fluffy Aimers on Overpass, in particular that second half where they were flawless. Let's see if the Timbermen can find their stride once more, or if the newcomers here to ECL will have more success.
Exciting to see here. Third map required between these two teams. Wasn't sure if we were going to get Vertigo here, but after Overpass, Fluffy Aimers walking into this third map with all the momentum. Look at this angle that Deer's holding. Look at the flashbang that comes on through, but they were preparing for it. Peeping dodges it out and deals with the dualies. That is a lovely kickoff, but flushing a player out of sandbags can be a whole other challenge in its own right here. So Fluffy Aimers now with the man advantage, taking a little bit of map control. What are they going to do with it?
Well, they're going to get another frag. Kill. Drop there. Frankie on the defensive end here at B and gets caught in a weird timing situation, so he has to back off. Shane going to manage to get the headshot, bring one back. Frankie get another one, and well, it's Shane to come around to drop Peeping. Dia at least gets one response, but it's all Timbermen towards the B site, and the bomb gets dropped here at their feet. Sacrifice needs to hit a shot. He won't. And Dia, well, now it's all on him with only 25 HP left and no utility at all available. Sees the bomb, knows that both Timbermen are right by its side. This is going to be such a tough ask from him. Needs literally 2 insta headshots. That's the only thing that'll save him here. Might have spotted the head of one. There's one. Needs a second, and he finds it! You've got to be kidding me! 25 HP, and he hits 2 perfect shots to take the round.
Oh my god, Dia. What a brilliant round from him right there, locking in the last couple of kills, man. Just unbelievable. The way that they played that as well, pretty tricky to isolate those fights, but with how quick he found that first headshot, that's what made the isolation so easy right there. So a shock right there to Timbermen. They thought they had that round in the bag. To be fair, they had to recover that round pretty heavily. They did so, and then, 2v1, they just let it slip here. USPs start to sing in the bottom of ramp, but they're already past that utility right now. Side hole smoke is in as well, so Peeping, he's going to have himself a field day right now if his teammates don't steal all the kills, and he actually didn't get anything.
Well, Kel gets one, but that's it. Look, it's just USPs. Not much expected of the Timbermen in this round, and Dia deletes Shane. A 3K for him on the round, capping off these first 2 with 7 already. Dia, who has made some noise, of course, throughout these 3 maps, hasn't necessarily been the player who's been shining the most. Sacrifice, one of them who did a great job. Jason as well was so good on Overpass, but maybe now it's Dia's turn to step up to the plate and knock out some home runs here for the Fluffy Aimers.
Yeah, no question. I expect him to be a force to be reckoned with here on this third map. Guy that we know it's his game. Elevate this team. Peek forward in towards ramp here. This is an absolute brawl right now. The spam battle's raging forward. There's a little gap in that smoke here, making sure that Snav covers off the path to that one way, but as the dust kind of settles here, eventual control is going to be conceded. All that Fluffy Aimers had to do really is wait out that utility. But doesn't say that, of course, they try and retake it. Peeping, though, isolates the fight there. And look at that. It's more of those brilliant trades that we were talking about right there that get the job done.
And also, Timbermen, that's way too much of a commitment to an aggressive A-ramp hold, right? 3 players fully exposed to the Fluffy Aimers. I'd even say overconfidence from Timbermen. But yeah, they go down, and now Fluffy Aimers finding that, say, okay, well, they're probably going to rotate to A. They're right. And the B site's pretty much open. Shane trying to recover the space. Quick rotation for Timbermen, but it's not going to be enough. Kill goes down, and Shane says, I have to save this. I cannot commit the gun. He'll fall back, excuse me.
He'll find one on his way out. Might need another 4K to his tally if he wants to save this gun. I don't think that's the amount of resources that they're going to be willing to commit. They are closing in on him. Look at that timing, the push and pull right there between Sacrifice and learsi. Just drawing his attention every which way, and Fluffy Aimers rage their way to a third.
Look, I mean, Cole, last time the Fluffy Aimers played here was up against Snake's Den in relegation, and they ended up winning that one 16-10. And we've seen that Snake's Den can be a difficult team to deal with, even at the middle of the road of ECL. And you see the Party Astronauts who are facing off against them tonight had to really pull out everything they had just to get that first map under their belts. And again, I think in map number 2, if I'm not mistaken, it is close, and it is 13-10 in favor of Party Astronauts. So that just goes to show you that that win by Fluffy Aimers on Vertigo was very hard fought. And I mean, they're set up well now with a 3-0 lead, only up against some pistols and an upgraded SMG, and they already have that first frag.
T-side has been very strong for Fluffy Aimers so far, man. They continue to win these T-side rounds. Overpass was the same way. They swept their T-side here, so these guys, they've got some sharp shooters, but they've got some really good game plans right now to back it up.
Yeah, I think it's the spacing that's really good right now for the Fluffy Aimers. That's allowing them to get these trades so consistently. You see Snab getting caught out there towards the side hall. He's gone. Dia taking care of that. Kel could do some damage here, maybe. But Dia spots out his teammate. Kel tries to pop out, headshot, and everyone's gone. Only one more casualty into the round. In fact, the only casualty into the round is Sacrifice for the Fluffy Aimers, and they're up 4-0. Cruising so far here on Vertigo. He has 10-0. He hasn't died yet.
Oh my god. That is a very scary player to let heat up like this. Something you need to shut down as soon as possible. This guy continues to, like, extend that KD or just take that confidence throughout the rest of this map, man. It's going to be very hard to shut him down. I think he's already at that point where it's going to be hard to shut him down. So, timbermen, they have some real fears ahead of them. They're not able to conquer that soon. Going to be in for a world of hurt. Shane, this guy's continued to play a hell of a game. He's just been consistent throughout the series here, despite that lacking overpass. Right, so again, we might need to see that core trio right now. Dare and Frankie show up alongside them to really lock this one in.
Dia against Payne was quite impressive. 44 frags, right behind Peeping, who we talked about earlier. And getting those types of performances up against a top-tier ECL team like Payne just shows you that there is some very impressive individual skill on the Fluffy Aimers, and Dia is now showing it up against timbermen. Finally will go down here. His first death, Shane catches him off trying to go for a cheeky boost, and they're trying to respond here, are the Fluffy Aimers spamming through the danger panel, but they're not going to be able to do that much more damage up against Shane, and there's the flank. Frankie gets 2. learsi and Sacrifice are the only ones left standing. They still have bomb control. Not much time left here, Cole.
Yeah, I don't know what you do from this point forward here, if it's even worth making an attempt. I guess it depends on what learsi can find here, but everyone in the right spot right now to really deal with this. And 15 seconds, it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of initiative coming through. Although now, learsi catching some back turns. He just doesn't catch any fights, unfortunately, so no encouragement. It's going to be a save here. Very cautious from the 2 remaining. They've already got a decent lead here. They've got plenty of money to continue to invest. They'll be able to get that the nades out in the next round, and it's still a purchase. So good decision there from Fluffy Aimers. Very experienced decision. And timbermen, though, on the board here. And again, I mean, it's a little bit of that duo that I was talking about. At least Frankie and Shane that gets the job done.
Yeah. They were the ones that shone brightest on that first map of Mirage, which feels like a while ago now. As timbermen do get that first round thanks to their performance. On the Fluffy Aimer side, the save was the better call. More valuable than the loss bonus of 1900 that was coming in. Or 1400, excuse me. Frankie. Tossing a little bit of util down at the bottom of ramp. Dare. There's a bit of a gap, a lot of a gap there on the right side of that smoke, but he doesn't really want to hold it. Perhaps thinking that the Fluffy Aimers are going to try and catch him off guard with that cheeky peek. All top, dunked in there. And the Fluffy Aimers are held off in the first 30-40 seconds of the round. Just biding their time at the bottom of ramp. Now they're going to toss a smoke of their own, flash into scaffolding, and maybe try to make their play.
Take some retaking control of this A ramp here, but Fluffy Aimers have gone back to what has worked out in the past, which is taking this delayed approach up the A bomb site here. Again, it's just late commitment. Snap trying to peer above the smoke, but peeping. That's a nice adjustment from him. And as we've said before here, a slight overcommitment and trying to take that ramp control. What a peek from Dia as well. Line swinging into Dare. Dare can even pop a shot off with the AWP. He gets sent packing. That's the A site, and a save is called from Timbermen. They don't want to mess with Fluffy Aimers right now. I wouldn't either. Look at the shots that they're hitting.
Dia's on one right now. That's a ridiculous shot against Dare. I thought, okay, Dare 0-4. You don't really see him get off to these types of slow starts, but he's got the op. He's holding the angle. Dia's walking into it, and Dia hits a ripper of a shot right to his dome. Perfection. Chef's kiss on that one. As Timbermen have to retreat and save what they've got because their economy, although it could have absorbed maybe one more rifle lost here if they tried to hunt a little bit more and do more damage to the economy of Fluffy Aimers, they realize it's more valuable for them to hang on to what they've got than hunt against these Fluffy Aimers who have already built up a nice little cushion for themselves. So it will be a buy-up again for the Timbermen without much of a problem. And they'll get the op back in play for Dare as well. But man, Fluffy Aimers isolating that round victory for the Timbermen and continuing their tear on T-side Vertigo.
Now, this is really impressive here. They have to be feeling so confident. That's the reason just locking down these T rounds. Players are very much so warmed up. I like that. They're still not lacking that confidence, willing to take some of these aggressive duels, especially towards ramp where they need a little bit of extra reinforcement. That's some chip damage from Snav. He only commits to it for so long there. So half the HP chunked off of sacrifice here is the only sacrifice that Fluffy Aimers really make right now in this default. Again, they know and feel all of the pressure that Timbermen have put on towards ramp early on. They just stand behind walls and wait it out before they actually prioritize retaking this control.
Now peeping. He will walk into scaffolding. Wants to try and take that side hall. Challenges Dare, who doesn't have a frag yet won't get one here. Peeping gets one right before getting traded out himself, but still that's the op out of play. And there's another piece off the table for the Timbermen. 4v3 in favor of the Fluffy Aimers. They can really go in either direction at this point, but they want to keep committing to A. Frankie, we saw the barrel of the gun of sacrifice, so he knows where to fire and evens out the numbers. But Dia, in the meantime, has gained so much space, and he won't be able to use it. Frankie shutting him down, a 3K for him, doing all the work here for the Timbermen, and now 30 seconds left for the Fluffy Aimers to try and get back into this site. Frankie is the biggest hurdle. Jason shows his barrel, and he will win the duel with Frankie. 2v2 and a bomb plant likely coming in, but they get one more right before the bomb is planted. Do they realize that Shane is this close? Can Shane punish and line up the frags? Around the corner here on the default part of the site. There's one and the second. Shane's good for it. 2K comes through, and he will get a second round for the Timbermen.
Right now, it's a very scary duo that's showing up in Shane and Frankie. Look at them. They are the two players that have all the kills outside of Kel's one. Kel has found a single frag. They have 8 and 7 a pop right now. And so they're trying their very hardest to fight back right now versus Fluffy Aimers. And they're doing a good job of it.
Yeah, it's literally Shane and Frankie up against the Fluffy Aimers at this point. 15 of the 16 frags are amongst those two players. Like you said, only Kill on the board outside of them. Usually Dare is much more impactful, but he just can't seem to find his rhythm.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, right? He's just struggling to lift off right now. Frustration has to be kicking in for him with some of the deaths that he's taken. And Dia going to take down one of the powerhouses here of Frankie, so that's half your problem solved right there with him down in the first opening death.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow, Peeping's going to take down Snav as well, 5v3. I was going to say what's crazy is Dia found all those frags without the op, right? Now he's doing it with it in his hands, finding that opener for his squad. Kel saw the head, but he's completely isolated. The utility sailing on in. He has to be careful. Otherwise, he could put his team in a 3-man disadvantage situation. Boosting over the smoke is learsi, and there is that 3-man disadvantage, but only for a moment, and well, it's restored afterwards. And it's over. That's it. 6-2 for the Fluffy Aimers, who have controlled pretty much everything on this A site. It required a heroic effort from Shane just to pull back that second round victory, but the Fluffy Aimers, they isolate it and they move forward.
Absolutely clinical right there. Dia working the ramp as well, finding that opening pick on the top of the smoke on Frankie. The way that peeping works along his teammate's side hall control as well. It's just such a brutal, systematic bit of control here. And again, it comes down to something we've been talking about here all day, or at least all these last two maps, is that they have just brilliant spacing, brilliant defaults in some of these, or at least in these last two maps, right? Obviously didn't get the most success in that T side on Mirage, but that's because Timberman very strong on Mirage's peeping.
Oh, that's dirty.
Just plucking some heads clean off their shoulders here. They try and escape. Sacrifice. Hunts Kel down. Now Dare's chance to maybe get off 0 would be nice. Just sit in a corner. Crouch somewhere. Find your first. And, a little bit of relief here. Of course, pistol pulled out from Dia is going to end it.
You can just tell Dare is fighting the crosshair right now. He's in his own head, right? Because usually he can hit those ones and get some nice deagle headshots for right there. Panics and gets nothing. Not even a connection. 0 and 8. 008 and 007 here. 2 secret agents on the Timbermen. Not in a good way, though. 7-2 for the Fluffy Aimers. They take this round. I mean, it feels like almost a foregone conclusion that they will get into double digits here on their T side. Dare gets naded down to 51. I mean, he's tried everything, right? He's tried to go more passively. He's tried for the aggressive plays, so I can't really fault him for trying to go down the ramp here and get an opening frag. He's trying to will a frag in his direction. Still can't find it, and peeping another opener. Frankie dropped. Dare falling back here. Needs to be careful because now he is the only player available here on the A site in defense. He'll get reinforcements soon, but not soon enough. 0 and 9. Peeping finds himself at second. Dare cannot buy a frag, and Peeping is just coming around corners with authority. Goodness gracious me, and now he has the off goal.
Way!
He's gonna get one more. He's got the ace. Come on, Peeping. Let's see it. learsi. Come on. You got to give him at least a chance. You had that for sure. But it's okay. A 4K for Peeping. 8-2 for the Fluffy Aimers. And it just looks so one-sided right now.
This guy's unreal, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely unreal. First of all, the great flashes. They continue to just come through, I gotta say, from Fluffy Aimers. Perfect poppers. Blinding up everyone on Timberman all the time there. Dare blinded up. This time he actually couldn't get a chance to shoot back. What is this Peeping guy made of right now? He is unstoppable when he heats up, and you can see that was a textbook round from him heating up. 3 players spotted over towards the B bomb site. We'll see actually if they're able to take that A control in time here. Snaps up close and personal, but he does get taken down there. Peeping. There's another opening kill on that A bomb site for him to take. And now he's going to look to take the rest of the bomb site, knowing that B could be weakened. Or A could be weakened, rather.
Yes. And it is. Thank you. Oh, I mean... Yeah. Now, this is why I was so impressed by Peeping against Payne, because he was fragging like that against a top-tier team, and now it's going to be the round over. Bomb might be planted for some extra money for Dia, and it is. But yeah, 9-2 in favor of the Fluffy Aimers. Peeping, this is the promise we saw, and now you have to wonder if Fluffy Aimers pull this off, and get the reverse sweep against the Timbermen. Are they actually a legitimate threat here in this season of ECL?
How things are shaping up, man. It's tough to imagine anything otherwise. These guys firing on all cylinders. It's very exciting as well. Peeping, one of the younger players here. Dia as well has been really solid with the op. had very little complaints about what he's been able to do. I mean, definitely on this map, 16-2.
Unreal.
Right now, we've been talking about Peeping because his kills have been very flashy. Well, Diaz had a very nice start, and Peeping's just picking up off the back of that here. Look at this control again, man. Timbermen, they just don't know how to deal with Peeping on this ramp control. Look at the space that he takes every single round.
Oh, and he almost gets the opener right there. I don't even know if they heard him or saw him because that silencer doesn't make that much noise. Frankie trying to go for the spam. Peeping wants another look here. I think he's very much aware of the boosted player. Snav will get the opener onto Dia, who's finally shut down here. Only his third death of this first half. But there's Peeping again. Frankie dropped. Dare needs to get activated here for this Timbermen squad. They rely on him so much, and look at this. Finally, Fluffy AIMERS are throwing the curveball. They're going to the B site, which only has one player. That's Shane. Shane has been their best on Vertigo, so he's the one you want in this position. learsi and Jason only need to drop him, and then they will have this B site. As I say that, Kel comes in to reinforce a little bit. Flashbang and Stone. Shane can't see anything. Fluffy AIMERS will be able to close the gap. He doesn't realize how close Jason has got here. He finds Peepin. The trade is not good. Shane manages to flick for the headshot. Now Kel's trying to give them a decisive edge. Sacrifice goes into smoke. Plants the bomb. Gives his team a little bit more of an edge. With learsi finding that frag, but Snav right on back. Trades it, and Sacrifice needs to clutch this out, Cole.
We'll see if he can make good here. Hard work being put on getting into this bomb site, but now he's very much so in an isolated angle here in the back of site. Can he isolate these fights here? Spotted out early, and Snav will put him down. Closes things out with 3. His first 3 of the map so far. He finally gets on the board, and it leads to Timbermen's success.
Yeah, the thing is for the Timbermen is they haven't had an easy round victory, right? Every single one has come down to the wire. And on top of that, no 2-round victories in a row found. Each one has been isolated. If ever there were a time for them to get on a bit of a run, now would be it. Because they only have 3 rounds left in this half. And if the Fluffy AIMERS get to double digits on their T side of Vertigo, oof, I don't know if the Timbermen will be able to come back from that the way Peeping along with Dia are playing right now. Dare coming out looking for his first frag, still needs to get it at some point. He looks so off. His tracking, his crosshair placement, he needs to settle down a little bit. Maybe a timeout would help. Timbermen still haven't called one at all here. There we go. Finally, Dare cracks the goose egg. That likely will lead to a flurry of kills for him. That's usually how it happens. But the man advantage gained here for the Timbermen. Jason, though, gets it right on back, and there's the B side. This time, immediately hitting it. No one is really here. Kel hiding behind the ventilation shaft, but Jason's already at pillar. So much pressure here on Kel, and he cannot survive.
Peeping finally falters on this A bomb site. The crawl has been consistent from him, and look who fills up his place here and takes space elsewhere. It's Jason who just provides that valuable real estate towards the B bomb site. And tough decisions ahead here. Is it going to be a tag from Dia that could re-inspire a little bit of hope? Molly's it's good utility, but no, you're right. It's just going to be the call off here. And Fluffy AIMERS are going to grab themselves double digits on the T side right now off the back of this consistent work being put in by everyone on this team right now. And Jason stepping up to the plate when they needed it.
Yeah, I mean, he was that player that was, as mentioned, popping off on overpass, so very much capable of those types of performances. But right there, like you said, they needed something a little different towards that B side. It's the first time in the half they've hit it so quickly, and it did catch Timbermen off guard. 10-3, there are the double digits, and again, the round victory was isolated. Just no possibility, it seems, here for the Timbermen to string something together and gain some momentum. The Fluffy AIMERS have just stifled them.
Yeah, just consistently.
Oh, miss smoke. Look.
I'm flying off the map.
Yeah. Things are going wrong, right? Really starts to go wrong.
rains it pours right now, and it's just downpour on Timberman. Range coming through from peeping. He continues to spam things down. He actually collects the kill, but Dare and Shane pull things out. Oh,
What happened?
pull things back for a short period of time. learsi has somehow snuck his way through middle and in towards the B-bomb site. Sacrifice and found his kill as well, and as soon as you think there's a little bit of closure, as soon as you think there's some opportunities here for Timberman to capitalize on it, gets pulled right on back here. The utility is not going to be making it into the site in time here. Dare instead just hoping that he can get a no-scope, a flashy frag for himself. Here's the volley, rages forward there. That's a nice flick from Dare, and it might give him some hope.
But I tell you, the frags start to pile on once you find that first. Dare with the through 2K, 3K in the round, and it's going to be up to him up against Sacrifice. Needs the fourth. Picks up the M4, can't get it. Sacrifice hits the shot. 3K for him, and the fluffy AIMERS find an 11th, making it impossible for the Timbermen to get 2 in a row because this is the last round of the half. Oh my goodness, fluffy AIMERS just seemingly always have the answers, and now they're looking for a 12th. Luckily for the Timbermen, they built up enough economy in order to get a decent buy up here. 3 M4s, the AWP, and the MP9, but it just feels like everyone here on the fluffy AIMERS is ready to rock.
Yeah, that's the key here right now. We've seen learsi with brilliant flashes. Everyone's stepping up to the plate. Sacrifice with that last clutch in the last round. Peeping all half, Dia all half. Dare re-peeking here. Scary stuff. Dia doesn't give his life up though. Got an early pick taken, and look at that. Dia able to win that head-to-head between the two powerhouses. We know which one's standing taller in this third map. I've seen that very clearly as Dare's collapsed in map 3.
Oh, Jason manages to get one onto Shane, but Kel with the immediate trade, so the numbers stay even. The Timbermen hang on to that B site, at least from the stairs, but Sacrifice and learsi are pitching it from the other side. Kel reads it, but it doesn't matter. learsi's just too good, hits the headshot, and now it's only Frankie as Dia finds himself one more before dropping to Frankie. Still a 1v2, and he's on the other side of the map, has to rotate around, figure out what positions the fluffy AIMERS are in, and then frag them and get the defusal. So much work here for Frankie. Comes around immediately and can't do anything. That is it. 12-3 for the fluffy AIMERS as we head to the halftime break. Fluffy AIMERS putting on a T-side clinic here on Vertigo against the Timbermen. Peeping, going for those entries so effectively. Dia looking strong with the AWP and early on in that half to carry his team to those first few victories. And well, it's all come down to this 12-3, a desperate pistol round for the Timbermen, and at least it gets off to a good start. 2 frags onto Sacrifice and Dia. learsi looking to try and even out the numbers as he comes around this corner for ventilation, but he pulls up the util. Dare! Oh my goodness, he was invisible in the first half, but now he gets the 3K onto pistol, and it's already over. 4th round picked up for the Timbermen.
Dare's had enough, man.
Yeah.
He's starting to heat up. Finally able to bring in a little bit of energy here. 2 Timbermen. They needed that desperately. They needed that pistol, I would say, to actually stay alive in this game. So the fact that they've won that, and the fact that Dare is maybe building some confidence here, is going to be so impactful here.
Fluffy AIMERS are getting aggressive. They're right into T-spawn in the first 20 seconds of the round. So they could get on a flank here. I don't know if it would necessarily be expected by the Timbermen, but yeah, Snav hears it now. So he's looking for the bodies. There's one. He's got the advantage with the MAC-10, and he is just picking up that cash, farming it. Okay, has to be careful now. Down to 8 HP. He's already got 1,200 in his pocket. He's trying to make it 18. So learsi, very resilient.
Taking some damage, not too long though. Dare able to finish him. And peeping and Sacrifice unable to find any exits or anything like that. It's not given to him. Timbermen know they have no need to overextend right there, and gonna be a quick 5th here. Obviously, not too much anticipation there on Fluffy AIMERS winning that one, but now that they've got themselves enough money to buy, will they go for it? Imagine that's going to be the case here, that they saved fully good in that last round to get the investments out here and now. There's our purchase coming through. Fluffy AIMERS, we'll see if they can start to lock things in, or if Timbermen can quickly, with this first gun round, claw their way back. That is a bit of a missed smoke right there. Won't cost him too much, it doesn't seem. Actually, took a lot of damage. I'm not sure what to. How was Kel down so low?
I'm not entirely sure either. Probably some util being thrown by the Fluffy AIMERS, or maybe a wayward nade from the Timbermen. Well, either way, he's at a pretty big disadvantage coming in towards this B site. Jason gets the first. learsi trying to connect onto Frankie. He takes a lot more damage than he deals out. In fact, he didn't connect on anyone. And now he'll fall by the wayside. 4v4, and then peeping finishes off Kel, who took all that damage at the beginning of the round. Bomb not yet planted. Now Frankie's attempting to do it, and he should be able to. There we go. Smoke gonna get tossed in. Doesn't really block off visibility on the right side. Peeping wants to try pushing through this. He wants to go for the unexpected play. Gets into ventilation. Maybe they'll double swing. Here they come, doing exactly that, and Frankie's good for both. Maybe he can get another. He does. 4K for Frankie, on for the ace, but Shane will get the last. 6th round secured by the Timbermen, and perhaps, finally, a bit of a resurgence for them on their T side.
And start to fight back. I mean, this is definitely a resurgence here. This is very comebackable at this point. Now, they got the pistol, they got the first gun round. Very well could get this one, given the purchase that's coming through here. And letting that frustration, taking that brief moment that we had in the break there to recompose themselves here, so valuable. And Frankie, he has definitely taken some time here to compose himself. A great round in the last. He kicks it off now with the opening pick, taking care of such a heavy hitter, and peeping already down. That's got to feel good, knowing that he's out of the server.
No, there goes Dia 2. Now getting the headshot, and likely Timbermen are just going to filter onto the A site at this point. No one's really there. 1:15 on the clock. Still a lot of time if they want to make the readjustment. And they're being very, very cautious and careful here. They don't want to push into a weird angle and find a pistol that could give them a lot of headaches. But yeah, bomb going to be planted, and this one is probably over. I think learsi, Jason, and Sacrifice want to save the armor so they don't have to buy it up in the next round. The Deagles and 5.7s as well. So that's it. Timbermen, 4 in a row. They're up to 7.
Starting to pick up some steam here. This is a good look from them. Much better than that first half here. Has to feel much better as well. Frankie able to warm up in the server. I talked about there being a deadly trio in that first map. We've talked about it all half here. Frankie and Shane were, for a very long time, the only 2 players with any, multi-kills or like more than one.
Yeah.
So you actually are quickly seeing Dare alongside them resurge on this T side, and that's the trio that needs to be hitting the strides here if Timbermen want to get back into the game.
Yeah, Dare was 0-10, folks. And now, since that point, has gone 9-3. And that's more what this team and, of course, Dare himself expect to see. 12-7. Maybe that's going to be the difference maker here. We still haven't seen the op in Dia's hands here on CT side, and we won't get to see it yet because they don't have enough money to invest into it. There'll be M4s across the board, mostly A1Ss. This Dia is looking for a little bit of a one-way, tapping away. It's a good idea to try and spam this angle, but Frankie moves away from it just in time. And he's the only one left towards the A ramp for now. Nade gets tossed. Fluffy AIMERS, in fact, very aggressive on top of this A ramp. We saw how that went awry for the Timbermen when they attempted it. We'll see if the result is different here, if the Timbermen even go towards A. It appears as though B is the lean now.
Yeah, I mean, this control's pretty valuable here when there's no one there to retake it late into the round, right? That's a key difference here. Timbermen not really pressing that anymore. Molly is going to disrupt them as they try and cross in towards heaven here, forced to smoke it out, and this gives Peeping time to reposition as they hit towards mid to B. Frankie finds the entry, Dare follows suit. That's the round right there, set in stone. Maybe Sacrifice can disrupt a little bit, but I don't think they'll have any opportunities to make their way and isolate these fights. No kit in either Dia or Sacrifice as well. There's kits down on the site that they could recover, but I think you just got to call a safe here. There's no utility, and Shane just ensures that.
I mean, the crazy thing is, yes, Timbermen are starting to get rounds, and Dare has activated, but it's still mostly Shane and Frankie doing the work here. 32 frags combined as Kel gets that last no-gun save, which is really problematic for the Fluffy AIMERS. I mean, yes, you do have the full loss bonus, but if you just pull the plug and save the 2 A1Ss, then maybe you would have had a buy up here instead, or at least a more potent one. Instead, now you have to go for the half buy. You have 3 Deagles, the 5.7, sure, body armor across the board and a little bit of util, but only 1 M4 available. Sacrifice.
This is no longer lock and key here for Fluffy AIMERS. This is kind of getting scary. That position that we talked about yesterday where the underdog is coming in feeling like they have this one in the bag. They still got to find that 16th. They had a good half, but they got to convert that into a good second half as well. And the CT side hasn't been incredible for them. Dare has been, showing what he's capable of. Frankie still, like we said, forced to be reckoned with. As Sacrifice is taking a lot of risk right now with the hero rifle, which I like to see. He's done some good damage, but there's no kills confirmed just yet.
Okay, Dia's going to get Frankie, immediately trade up by Shane, but really with that 12-3 lead that the Fluffy AIMERS walked into the second half with, all they need to do is find one round, one turning point, and then they might be able to take this one across the finish line. The question is, will they get it? Well, there's Sacrifice giving his team the man advantage for the first time here in this second half. The bomb gets planted, snap. Down to 20 HP. Nade tossed by Kel up close and personal, but no one is there on the receiving end. If you're the Fluffy Aimers, regardless of the fact that you don't have any util, you've got to try for this one. No reason not to. Kel delivers one, Snav a second. Jason does manage to even out the numbers once more, and Shane and Snav have a bit of an edge. They still have to worry about Jason, who has the A1S in his hands, but time is ticking away, and there's no kit available. That will be it. Trades come through, and Snav is the last man standing. Finishes off Jason. Timbermen hang on to get a ninth, but that was just the half buy and eco round for the Fluffy Aimers. Here comes the real deal. And again, Cole, the problem is they're not saving up enough money to get the AWP. That's, I would say, a lack of perhaps of economic discipline. You want Dia to get the big green. That's where he's most impactful, especially on the CT side. Oh, what is happening with some of these nades? Snav just threw it at his own feet. learsi takes down Shane. Dare does manage to get the trade, though.
Quick trade there, Dare. He does get taken down rather low for it, though. Kel jumping up here, getting active towards the B bomb site. There's two defenders here. 4v4, which is always scary there. That spam nearly took him down right there as he boosted up. Headshot could have done him in, but instead he actually takes that space. Now he's tucked in towards danger. And a couple well-placed flashes or a kill from Kel could accelerate this aggression. It's up to Peeping to lock things down, and you know he's good for it here. Finds himself 2 kills. Finally give Fluffy Aimers an advantage here. And his teammate and Dia alongside him. That molly continues to tick down damage. Dia and Peeping will lock things in together. It's finally a round after a long time coming for Fluffy Aimers.
All right. I'll eat my words there. I still think that Fluffy Aimer should have tried to get the op into Dia's hands here sooner, of course, rather than later, and he still hasn't. But they do win the round, and Dia gets 2, so, you know. All good. 13-9 in their favor, and as I said, they just needed that one round to go their way, and that's when things really start to ratchet up in terms of pressure on the Timbermen because of how many rounds Fluffy Aimers were able to get in that first half. Nade does connect onto learsi, taking him down to 62. Sacrifice continues to try and push up into that ramp and try to find an opener by spamming through the smoke. Hasn't had success just yet, but look at the pressure that Peeping is about to face. Dare going to jump on top of the box. Peeping, his spidey senses are tingling. And he is going to back off a little bit, thinking, I don't know. It's a little too quiet.
Here's she grabbing some utility here for this B side, it seems. He's also in a good position to jump up and maybe catch this boost here. Flashman goes in towards middle. Nothing spotted out just yet. They took that contact approach towards middle, but they don't really stick around too long to find out what sort of defensive measures that Fluffy Aimers are rocking with right now. Instead, they change their approach. They set their sights towards A. Sacrifice is taking a deep angle here.
Can he do it? Oh, he lines him up, but he can't knock him down just yet. But look at the damage. Shane and Frankie limping. Only 17 HP combined amongst them. A nade would be problematic. Luckily for them, there isn't one for the Fluffy Aimers. Still, they are very vulnerable as they try to take this site. Spam through the smoke becomes so much more lethal, especially with the A1Ss. They're somehow surviving. There we go. Shane falls. Frankie's still kicking just barely with 2 HP, and a flashbang is thrown as Kel's trying to plant the bomb. Sacrifice gets snapped. Peeping drops Frankie. It's going all in the direction of Fluffy Aimers, and that is going to be the round. Jason gets the icing on the cake. Kel headshotted by him, and a 14th round picked up for Fluffy Aimers. Timbermen are in a little bit of trouble, but luckily, they do have enough economy built up here, Cole, to be very competitive into this next.
Yeah, plenty of money to go around here. That's the luxury that Timbermen have afforded themselves by winning so much in a row. But Fluffy Aimers, something that we've seen Timbermen struggle to do is just win consecutive rounds. Well, they've been able to do that now. Twice in a row. They've grabbed themselves couple of these rounds. Peeping setting up a smoke here for his teammates towards ramp. Clear difference in the team's commitment towards this ramp side, but yeah, thought maybe he had an advantage with that smoke, but instead just catches a headshot right there. Frankie puts him down very cleanly. He does take a lot of HP for it, so We'll see what they can do here. They've got a man advantage, and they're looking to shut down Fluffy AIMERS before they grab 15.
Timbermen are heading up the A ramp. Frankie did win that first engagement, but it was pretty costly in terms of his health. 53 seconds left. Here they come, peeping. In position for a retake, but I don't think Fluffy AIMERS are going to challenge too much here, Cole, before the bomb gets planted. There's the nade to try and deny the planter, and it works. They double nade it, but the bomb actually does go down right before Snav hits the dirt.
Yeah, that bomb being planted here is everything. It's a sacrifice of Snav's life, but at least he does go down, giving his teammates a chance to win it in the post plane. It sets a timer, a clock on to Fluffy AIMERS, but that clock is beckoning them forward here into Kel's crosshair as he finds 2 more kills. learsi sends him packing, but now it's all in the back of Shane here, who's been playing an absolute lights-out game. learsi chases him down, needs to find the kill quickly as Shane continues to run away. He peeks forward, and of course Shane is not going to let that slide here. It's going to be double-digit rounds. Finally 10 for Timbermen.
Wow, that was so very close. The Fluffy AIMERS, if the nades come through just a moment sooner, the bomb doesn't get planted, and so much more pressure would be on for the Timbermen to try and get the bomb, plant it once more, and there was a little bit more util available for the Fluffy AIMERS to deny it once more, but it does go down in the nick of time, and then Shane able to hang on. He has been the star player for Timbermen, of course, no questions asked, at 19 frags. Frankie as well, but Dia just peeks right into the ramp, and this is what I was saying. They needed to get the op into his hands because he can make plays like that and open up so much space in the early goings of the round. Dia tries to go for a wall bang there, but he is lined up, and now the Timbermen have one more thing to worry about. learsi holding the angle here at the B stairs. He goes down to Snav. Jason tries to get the trade, but Snav immediately ducks and covers after finding that.
Now that the man advantage is no longer taken care of, you can actually see here, Dia's putting some extra pressure on himself to push forward, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to take a deeper angle here, over towards side hall. Nice coverage, and he is able to pop another shot off right there. Gets out through the flames. You're not scared at all, and repositions here. Instead, he's going to let his teammates be an extra influence here, taking the retake approach on this A-bomb site, and sacrifice in the meantime is going to land another kill. They still have a molly to deter the plant as well.
Oh, Dia again through the smoke finds Snav. Kill the last one standing. He wants to plant the bomb. There's a Molotov for sacrifice. Let's see if he tosses it in. He does. It's a little bit late, and Dia just barely survives. And right after that, peeping flies around the corner. Round is over, and now Fluffy AIMERS onto map and series point. Who would have thought, Cole? After a 16-4 drubbing on Mirage, they looked lost, like they were pugging out the map, that they would come back, take overpass 16-7 with a flawless T side, and then control the flow of play for the majority of Vertigo.
Yeah, I mean, just incredible here from such an experienced group of players. I mean, again, learsi and Jason, they do have some of that ECL experience, but Dia fresh-faced, peeping as well. Absolutely wild to see how well these guys were able to hang on to this series or a reverse sweep. Not only that, but it was 16-4 on map 1, man. That's hard to come back from. That's hard to bounce back from.
Yes.
And those guys did it phenomenally. Now, it's not closed out just yet, but it does look like it's heading that way right now. Not the best purchase. 1 smoke, 1 molly. That is all that these guys have left to keep themselves alive here in Vertigo.
Yeah, I was just going to say, especially for a team that is so fresh here in ECL. Yes, you mentioned, of course, learsi and Jason have that experience, but it's also only their 3rd season in ECL. Everyone else, in fact, are in their rookie season. So, and this is good stuff from the Fluffy AIMERS. Win or lose, they have to be on your radar.
Deep in Dia, man, they are for sure right now after what they've been doing. Man, this has been an absolute blast of a 3rd map, watching these guys just farm away. such incredibly, gifted mechanical players on the other end. There's that molly that's last been thrown. That's the last bit of utility. They have nothing left here. It has to be aim duels won by Timbermen if they want to win this round. How do you get past this? 3 players on the B bomb site defending and ready to go.
Nice jump there for Jason. learsi managed to take down Dare, and it's all Fluffy AIMERS. There's only one left, and he's gone. That's it. 16-10 for the Fluffy AIMERS. They take the series, the reverse sweep. This is just mental fortitude coming through from the Fluffy AIMERS. Some impressive play on their T side, spacing fantastic, trades coming through. They're playing some